Well, hello and welcome back. These are the tough ones, guys. You ever get that feeling when you wake up in the morning that you're just not like you're almost dreading looking at the markets because you just feel like things aren't going to go your way? Yeah, those are probably signs you should just take the day off. I need to hold myself accountable for the trades I took. I took decent trades, I think. They maybe weren't the best trades, and I think that's where my failure falls into place. But I am well within my daily loss limit, and I'm calling it a day because we had two losses in a row. My first loss, I think it would have just filled if I would have left my stop alone and not tried to be too conservative with my stop. If my stop had stayed where it belonged, it would have just filled. I would have just had made $100. I took a trade last night, and I had my daughter climbing on my arm, so I got antsy and jumped out of it. It also would have filled, and so I would have made $100 last night, and I only ended up making 40 because I just was getting antsy about it because I think it has something to do with me getting close to passing my account. So at any rate, we're going to take a look at the trades I took today, and then we are going to call it a recap, and we'll just go over some of the psychology and maybe what I was thinking when I took these trades, and maybe how to avoid taking these trades in the future. I don't know, or just being smarter about my stop. Okay, let's take a look at the trades. So here we are today, guys. We're down 195. So not a great day. We're still holding strong at 226 grand. This means that for the week I'm up about $400. So for the week we're still looking really good. We got to keep everything in perspective. It's very important to not get tunnel vision when you're looking at your trading. So we want to make sure that we're looking at the positive, but we also want to recognize these failures because this week I had two red days. It's not great. It's really not. Um, but even with those two red days, I still happen to be up $400. So that's pretty good when you think of it that way. So let's jump back. We're gonna go ahead and go back to yesterday. Let me see. Must have been around here somewhere. Can't remember. Oh yeah, here it is. So Oh, you know what? Actually, it was pretty good of me to kick out of that trade yesterday because look, it went against me. But I think it went up high enough that I could have got my full profit. Anyway, so yesterday, let's look at what we had going on. We had structure here, then we had to pull up, make a new high, and come down. And at this point, I was just thinking, okay, this is interesting, but I wasn't ready to take a trade. Although you can see, look at that, it would have gone nicely. So then down here, when it came down into this zone, I liked what was happening. I liked how it was holding there. And I took the trade of it going up. And it came up and I followed it up. It actually almost went to my target. So it was actually good for me to get out of it when I did last night. And that's actually what's bad, right? When you get rewarded for doing stupid crap like this, then it makes you continue to do stupid crap like that. In reality, I should have just taken a loss for this trade because I wanted it to go up to about here for my target. It never got to my target and it failed. Another point is this was too early to recognize that this was an acceptance. It didn't hold up here for long enough. A couple minutes isn't a long enough time. We need to see it staying up here for 4, 5, 6, 7 candles staying above this zone to recognize an acceptance. So it came down and just jumped back down, and then I had to go do stuff, and I walked away. But anyway, that was $40. Made $40 last night, and then I just walked away. So let's go look at today. The carnage. which it really wasn't bad. I just took 2 trades today, and one of them went my way, but I just moved my stop too close. So let's take a look at this. All right, so here we go. So we have the same scenario happening here, right? I've got a zone. I broke out of the zone and I saw it hesitating here. So the smarter thing I did here is that that's 1, 2, 3, 4 candles of it kind of staying above the zone. To me, that's an acceptance. That's acceptance. That means it's going to keep going. And as you can see, it does. But unfortunately, what happened was this. Let's zoom in here. We had this push up. I got in right here, right? I was looking for a push up to about here. Here's my take profit. So there's my target. I'm looking for a push up to that point right there, just up to there. And we got in, we went my way a bit, and then we started going against me, and it stopped about like right in here. And I'm like, well, if it keeps going down, it's just going to rocket down. That's what I was thinking in my head. My stop was actually down about here. That's where my stop sets in real time. And it came down. I moved my stop up because I just didn't want to take a full loss. Came down, ticked my stop, and look at this, guys. Just like that. So this is me. This is bad management. This is me not allowing things to just work out and not allowing my system to work. I've got the stop at that point because that I know is a point where it can work out for me. So I should have left my stop where it was. I just didn't want to take full loss. So that's on me. Because I was up 40 bucks, that was a $110 loss. And so then I was down 70. And look, it would have gone up. I could have just moved my stop up here. Yeah, that would have been 100 bucks. I probably would have just called it a day. Look at it, keep going. So the good takeaway here is look, came up, made a new high. Look at this. This is beautiful. Like it establishes a position above the previous range. So this is an acceptance. We're not getting a bunch of jagged pushbacks. See, to me, this right here should have been a red flag for me to not get in yet. I should have waited for more consolidating candles like this to enter. But at any rate, then I could have got in around here someplace and had even a better entry point. It went my way, and then I looked at it and I was like, okay, here I'm going to look for it to. I thought that this was a big strong push. I'm going to go ahead and get in. So this is a bad point for me. I should have never jumped in this early. It came up, it just ticked me in and then went against me. And it hadn't even come down to support yet. If I would have waited for support here and then waited for the push, it would have failed anyway. So either way, it would have failed. But I think part of that is because it was just not a big enough push. It looked big to me. When you're here, it looks like a nice big push out of the zone. And all in all, I don't think this is a bad trade. It just didn't go my way. So it came down and failed. After this failure and this failure, that's just too far of a hole for me. And I don't have any room left in my budget to risk any more money at that point. So I had to call it a day. Let's see if we got any more trades. So here's another potential trade coming down into the red line. First touch of the red line in a very long time. We're going to look for a bounce off that. Look at that. Boom. That's a beautiful trade right there, guys. Oh my goodness. That would have been a nice trade. And it just keeps going. It should go make a new high. Yep, it does. So that's what'll happen a lot. You'll come from a previous high, you'll come down to the red line, and then it'll make a new high. So that's good. There's another, that's a decent trade. Like I could have taken that trade all the way up to the line. I didn't, obviously. Let's keep looking. And I think we're at 11 o'clock now. So now we're making it up out. So what it wanted to do is it wanted to have, so now this is a really nice move. Here's my micro pullback, right? So you got big candle. We'd put our entry there. Micro pullback, looking for an entry there. And bam, it would have filled all the way up. Put our stop there. Then you pull back down. Look at this, another beautiful one here. Come down to support. Enter there. Bam, another fill. Now we're double topped here, so we're not interested in entering anymore. Matter of fact, if you were to enter, the entry would be to take a sell from this point, which I didn't do. I'm glad I didn't do. Look at it when it worked out. So then potentially you could say, I wouldn't have taken this trade, but it does make a new high, comes back down to support. You do have a little bit of space there. And bam, another trade, another entry would have worked. So I think if I would have been more patient, I could have found better entries, right? Matter of fact, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes. If I waited 10 more minutes before I took this, oh no, probably 15 minutes before I took a trade here. Instead of this weak looking thing, especially this is super weak. Although that one would have worked if I just had left my stop where it was. But this one, that was pretty weak. I didn't even actually get into it where I should have. In reality, I should have been in it right here. And I got in it way up here. Still would have failed. But I got it in it at the wrong point. So this one should have filled. This one failed. And then this would have been my next trade, and it would have filled. So, yeah, a little disappointing in the way I went about it today. But it's good to get back at this. And I don't know if you guys journal out there, but this is an important way to do this, right? You look at your trades, you examine what you did. And especially, I think particularly on red days, it's important to look at what you did and see how you can improve. We can look at this as a snapshot right here. Look, this isn't a good trading area. Look, you got nothing dynamic going on here. No big moves. You have a bunch of consolidation garbage, and you're just going to get chopped up. And that's what happened to me. So let's keep that in our mind. Oh, you guys can't even see it. Right here. See, this is not a good trading area. You can look at this and go, that's ugly. It's just a bunch of choppy garbage. We need the big moves into zones so I can get moves out of zones. These are the tradable points. 1, 2, 3, 4 red candles. Big move. Then we can move. Although this is a nice big red green candle. But anyway, that makes it tough, doesn't it? To me, this seems like a tradable position. Matter of fact, that would have worked. No, that one wouldn't have worked. This one did. Anyway, I digress. This didn't look great, right? You want to see the nice classic push up and pull down. This is beautiful. Let's see how nice this is. Nice clean pull down. This is all weird looking and kind of scraggly. Not the best. So this just looks ugly. This is an ugly place to take a trade. You don't have enough gap. Like, you want a nice space up to this point to get to your, like, I should have entered here. That's where I should have entered, where my stop is at, if I was going to take this trade, because I'd be looking for it to not have to get all the way back up to the top to get into a position to make money. So that's what I should have been looking at. Unfortunately, I was looking for a micro pullback, which was stupid. In hindsight, this kind of a move is more of a micro pullback position, which would have failed too, right? But you need big pushes. See, big big pushes. Look at how much range that is. Look how much there is. This is a micro pullback position. Big push, micro pullback, take another trade next, and it goes. Potentially, this one would have taken me out, by the way, though, right? Because it might have hit there and gone back down before it went up. Who knows? Anyway, so that's it for today, guys. Down 195. We're still doing good. We're just going to keep everything in perspective, and we're just going to keep at it. We can only go up from here. All right. So we're getting close. We're still about $500 off of our target. We were $300 off our target yesterday. So we're going backwards a little bit, but that's okay. We're still heading in the right direction, and we'll keep at it. We'll hopefully get this